Yep.
Okay, today we're going to be doing a textured top. Usually start out with a piece that's about 2 1/4 to a little bit more, maybe 2 3/8 in diameter, and try to get the whitest, hardest maple that I can use. I'll start off with something like this and usually get 4 tops out of it. I've already used part of this, so I'm going to start with this piece and make 1 top. And I'm going to use 3 tools. I'm going to use the texturing tool.
You can't see anything.
I'm going to use the texturing tool, the spindle gouge, and the bowl gouge. Could use just the spindle gouge and the texturing tool, but I like to use the bowl gouge to do my shaping. It's faster, and I can get rid of wood quickly, and I can do nice shaping with it. So we'll start out at about 2200 speed. I'm going to form the bottom. I'm just riding this right across. Want to get a 1/2 inch or just a little bit less from this center of the top to the point. Feel my tool rest is just a little bit high for that. And then I'm going to do the final shaping of the point with the spindle gouge. I'm going to put the spindle gouge on its side and ride the bevel right down. Try to ride it again, because what I want on a point is a point that is sharp but doesn't trick you. So I get a nice good point on it, but not so sharp that the first time it spins it's going to knock the point off. Okay, so that's basically the shaping of the bottom of the top, and then I'm going to come over and shape the outer edge by just riding the spindle gouge right over that edge and down. Okay, so that's got my top edge, and then I'm going to start taking away some of the interior. And the rest of this I'm going to take away with the bowl gouge. This is just push cut to get rid of wood, and then I'm going to come back in. I'm going to pick up this very edge, near the edge, and ride it down 1 time. And what I'm doing is, I'm leaving when we go to, Okay, now I'm turning the lathe speed down to about 1200 or so to do the texturing with this tool. And this is the Sorby mini spiraling tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 sections of grooving on this side and 3 sections of grooving on the top. And the way I do that is I move this to about a 45-degree angle, and I push 3 times. So push, 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 lift, push, lift, push, lift. Okay. All right, first push toward the middle. Second push. Third push. And you can see I have three nice rows of texturing here. Okay.
Now you don't want to color.
Okay, this is going to be a red, white, and blue top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the red and I'm going to do the texturing with the red. No sanding at all on this. Okay, now I turn this down again to about I turn it down to about 1000, because if you go too fast you can eat up the tips on these Prismacolors which I use. So you can see where the texturing is. So you just go right onto the texturing, and then I'm going to do the outer edge with the same color. And you can see why I did a little bit of sanding on that outer edge. It takes the color very nicely. And then I'll go to my second color. Just going to be a red, white, and blue. And start in the middle. Just come out. And you can see where the smooth, non-textured surface is. Just kind of go over that. You see that we have nice red, white, and blue. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to texture the backside. So we have the speed at about running at about 1200, and I'm going to do the same thing with one in the middle. Okay, so I've got those three. Turn the lathe speed down again to about 1000. I'm going to do the textured part first. And then we go back to the plain part. Now some of that's going to be cut away, some of that. Okay. Next step is to shape the handle of the top. Bring my speed back up. Not quite as high as I had it before, but I'm going to get rid of some of this wood. And then I'm going to switch to the spindle gouge. And I'm going to work the spindle gouge to shape the top of the top. Just getting rid of wood so I can get down to the handle size. Then you just start riding that bevel down the handle. And your one final cut, you want to make one smooth ride all the way down, and then start to turn the handle down where the top is going to be. You want that to be a nice clean cut so there's no sanding. Turn the lathe speed back down to 1000 again to do some coloring. So I've got a blue there. And since we're going to make this red, white, and blue, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. And then I'm going to do another blue. Leave another little bit of a gap. And then it's just a matter of alternating all the way up. And I'll make the top of the top red. Okay, now to take the top off. Pick the speed up just a little bit. All I'm going to do is I'm going to shape the very top of the handle. I'm going to get it as round as I can. And in my final cut, I'm just going to push it right across so that I've got a little bit of a nib on it. I'll sand that nib. Now there's two things. You can leave that just the way it is, but the easiest thing to do is to just take your marker and mark it off. And there's still one more step to go, and so I just have to change this, and we have to go to the next step. So, okay, let's leave it at that. Okay, the final step is to put a little coat of wax on this. I used the Beal system. I got the wax wheel, and you're going to be sure to hold on tight to this, otherwise it'll fly out of your hands. I'm just turning it slightly as I move it around. what this does is it puts a nice little sheen on it and protects the finish a little bit. And that's what it ends up looking like. So we got a red, white, and blue top. Okay? All right.